Hi everybody, it's sandybstitcher here, Sandy Vegas, and I am here to do an update cross stitch video. Hello everybody. It's just been a couple of weeks since I was here. I told you I would try to get back as soon as I could. Let's see, we will start out with what today is. Today is Thursday. It's May the 12th, 2022. And I am happy that you've come back to watch a video. If you are moved to subscribe, please do. And if you like the video, please click that button so that it will bring my video up for other people to possibly catch it and see it for the first time. I'm doing pretty good. And I am really happy to be back here to show you my progress. If it doesn't take too long to show you what I have worked on, I will show you my other Wipco projects that I have for the balance of May. I didn't use the free space as a free space. I had stitching listed, and I have 2 Wipgo boards. So that means I had a total of 6 projects for the month, and I have already worked on 3, and I have 3 left. They are, my goals on those are to work on them at least 5 days, and a day to me is how much ever time I have during that day to be able to stitch. Some days will be more than others. It just depends on how that day goes. Let's see. I'll bring you up to date on a few life things, and then I'll move into the stitching. Happy Mother's Day belatedly to anybody who's a mother out there, and even if you aren't a mother of a child, I'm sure you've mothered something, a fur baby or some other kind of animal or somebody else's child, niece, nephew, whatever. So happy Mother's Day. I didn't do anything on Mother's Day. I wasn't feeling really well. I got text messages from both my son and my daughter. And then on Tuesday, my daughter Christy and the 3 granddaughters, Miranda, Marissa, and Brianna, and I went and got dinner, and it was very enjoyable. So I had a good Mother's Day, even if it wasn't exactly on Mother's Day. Let's see, what else? I got my eyes checked yesterday, and my cataracts are bad. So they said I have to get those taken care of as soon as possible. I could have let them go a little bit longer, but since I am the only driver and Bob cannot drive, they said I better get them done right away because we don't want to be stuck with my vision getting so bad that I can't drive. And that would mean I wouldn't be able to stitch either. And as it is, when I do get the surgery done, I'm sure there's going to be some downtime from stitching during that. So, darn, I like to be able to stitch every day, but, this is something that has to get done. Bob's doing okay. We went to the east side of Cleveland yesterday and to the VA hospital, and he saw the neurologist, and she said his movements are a bit slower than they were before, and he's 2 weeks, so we have to work on getting him up and moving. And since we have that ramp installed on the front of the house, I asked her, well, how about if he walks up and down that ramp a couple of times? And she said, wonderful. And she says if he could do that a couple of times a day, it would be, wonderful. That will help get him built back up, and then we can work from there. So that's what we're going to try to do. And she wants him not to sit in his chair for hours the way he does. She wants me to have him move from sitting in his lift chair to going to that hospital bed that we bought that has the air mattress on it, because it's continually circulating the air, so it'll have a little movement on his backside, and she said she thinks that'll help heal up the pressure sore. So we've started that process today. And she upped his medication just a tiny bit, not very much. So that's about all for life updates. My granddaughter's doing fine, and I'm doing pretty good. So that's it. So let's move on to the stitching. Last month, I think my video was like on April 24th, something right in that area. And I had my Wipgo done for the month, so I spent a little time working on Japanese garden. And this is on 14 count blue Ada. And this is my very oldest WIP. I started this in 2018. Let me pull a couple of threads down here. And then I'll probably have to lean back a little bit so you'll be able to see it. Fold down the top. And there we go. And I think, it's all in the screen there. And it's all done all the way across the top. I worked down in here and then down over to here. And then I was starting to fill in over here. So it's coming along, and it is still my goal to have this finished by the end of this year. And hopefully I will be able to do that. Okay, set this behind me. And you probably noticed I got a haircut. I went in and I told them, I said, it's getting to be warmer. I sweat because of my PMR and the prednisone, and when my hair is long in the back, it just drips right down my back. So I told her I just cut the back up really, really short. I told her I wanted the sides up short. Well, I've cut twice on these sides since I got my hair cut, and I don't know how good of a job that I do, but see, I have gray hair here. Well, I have some gray up here too, but this gray hair here is like twisty and fuzzy, and it wants to stick out. And I wanted it cut shorter up here so it would be closer in at the ear, and she didn't do that. And I'm afraid to cut too much more off of this, but I'll turn around so you can see how short it is in the back. And I just love it. And it's so easy just to blow dry that a little bit. And the bottom is almost dry before I get downstairs to where the blow dryer is. So anyways, back to the cross stitch. I get led away so quickly. Okay, one of the items that was on my Wipgo and the numbers that was called was my Heaven and Earth. It's mini Mount Cabin Home, and it is the artwork is by Dominic Davison, and it is charted by Michelle Theata. And here is that one. And I know there are a couple other people that are stitching this one too now. And I will get it out, pull down any hanging threads, get them out of the way, turn it around, fold down this top. Okay, do I have it in there? Yes, I do. Okay, there it is. Now, where I worked this time was down this side over here, and I got it all the way to the bottom. So this is the bottom, and then I'm going to do, next time I pick this up, I'm going to do a little bit more down here And then I'll probably go up here again and do some working in here so I can not always be doing the same color. So there it is. This is going to be beautiful. I really enjoy stitching these large full coverage. The only thing is they take a long time. And so you have to be prepared. You have to have patience to wait. Okay, so I'll set this over here. Okay, then one of the other ones that I worked on, oh, and that is on 14 count, and I'm not sure what color this is. I think it's like a beige Ada. It's nothing special. Okay, the next one that I worked on, well, it may not have been the next, but one of the ones I worked on that was on Wipco was Home Sweet Home. And I've had this one working on for a long time. I think this was another one that was started in 2018. It seems like I started a whole bunch of them. I went a little crazy in 2018 with new starts. But this is by Design Works. And it is on 14 count. And I think this is just white Ada. And here we go. And where I worked on this one was on this side over here. I had this done up to this point here, and I had a little bit of this started here, but not very much. So I finished the tablecloth, and that is a cat food can there. It can't tell without the back stitching, but that'll come in later. And then I started up above that, and that did my 5 days. So I don't think I did any back stitching on it this time, so I'm going to have quite a bit of back stitching to do when I'm finally get to that part. And I may next time put in some of the back stitching. I do that. I usually don't wait till the very end, unless like Japanese garden, there's not a whole lot of back stitching and it's kind of spread all over the whole entire thing. And I didn't want those threads getting pulled when I put it in the Q-snap, so I just am leaving that back stitching till the end. Okay, the next one that the number got called for Wipgo was Country Christmas, and this was a kit that an old kit, I think it's like 1980 something, and I won this from Canadian Stitcher and quite a while ago, and it is so cute. And what was I gonna say? The brain just goes, there it was, now it's gone. Oh well. Oh, I know what I was going to say. It came with a red frame. So when I'm finished with the stitching, I'll have a frame right there to put it into. Now I do have a couple hanging threads here. Hopefully they're not going to get in the way too much here. But here's where I'm at. And I had, let's see, I had this done over here. I had this done, some of this done, not all of it. And I think I was down to like right here and just a tiny bit of this border on the bottom. And I had just the bottom of the sleigh. Well, I finished up the dresser, got everything in there, and then I finished up the border going across and got that done. And then I went up here and I worked some more on the area of the sleigh. And there'll be a tree here, the potted tree on that side. And then on this side over here is where that banner is going to be. And then after I get those in, then I got to go up there and do the shelf with the Santa. This is really fun to stitch. It's very colorful. There's a lot of color changes right now. When I was doing this part down here, not so much. But now up here in the sleigh area and moving into that tree, there's going to be a lot of color changes. And I've been doing some of the back stitch on this, but not all of it. Okay, now that is all the projects that I worked on in the last couple of weeks. And let's see, where are we at here? 15 minutes? Okay, I will show you the other projects, that Wipco projects, that were called, that I will try to get these all worked on before the end of May. And if I don't have any more trouble with my eyes, I should be able to. Okay. Free Kittens was called. And this is Imaginating. And my friend Lisa had sent me another one of these Imaginatings with the angel. And I'm going to have to get that kitted up and get that started too. But I'm thinking maybe I should finish Free Kittens first. I don't know. What do you guys think? Should I go ahead and have a new start? I've got some stuff already kitted up and ready to go. I was going to try to do a new start every month this year. But I kind of fell behind on that and started thinking maybe I better work more on these older WIPs. But whatever, we'll see what happens. Let's see. This is another one that I was thinking, I should try to get this done this year. Okay, let's pull down my threads. And there's where I'm at. And I have been trying to do all the back stitch on this one as I go. And you can see I haven't done all of it because you can see the one line of back stitch coming down here stops right there. But I'm attempting. And I guess if you try, that's what's important. Okay, so let me put that one over here. I'm going to stick it back in the bag. So I've got stuff spread all over this room, and some of the stuff got separated from its bags. And now I've got to go through all this and figure out what goes where. It's not a good thing when you don't put things away when you're done with them. Okay, and the next one that I'm going to be working on before the end of the loose threads, before the end of May, is Pandemic. That was in my free spot. And I never printed out the picture for Pandemic. I should do that, but let me hold this up, fold down this top, and there's where I am. Haven't worked on this one for a while, so I look forward to getting in there and stitching. And I don't know where I'm gonna go, whether I'm gonna go over here and start down through the middle, or whether I'm gonna go down the side, or whether I'm gonna go over here. I don't know. I guess I'll make that decision when I pull it out. Maybe I'll work a couple days on one side and then a couple days on the other. I don't know. It's like I went today for my mammogram, And I was halfway to the hospital where I was getting it done, and I realized I had forgotten the order from the doctor. I thought, oh boy, I hope this is not going to be a problem. And I thought, well, maybe they can just call the doctor's office and ask him to fax it over. And so when I got there, they said, do you have your order? And I said, no, I forgot it. I said, I've been so busy taking care of my husband. And I says, some days it's lucky I remember my name. And she said, oh, no problem. She says, we don't have to have orders anymore. We can do it as a, self-request. And she says, the only difference is we're not going to send the results to your doctor. We'll send them to you, and then you can give them to your doctor. And I said, okay, works for me. And I thought, thank goodness, because my brain is not always where it should be. Okay, now the next one, or the last one that I will be working on this month for Wipgo is Starrett House. And I have a small color picture of this somewhere in this, but I'm not seeing it right now, and I'm not going to stop and dig for it. But that's and this is a Nancy Spruance design. And I was going to tell you, this Nancy Spruance is a hand-drawn chart. And just this one from the 1980s is a hand-drawn chart. And those hand-drawn charts can be difficult. The rest of these are all printed, but they can be difficult. Okay, let me get this one up here. And this is where I am on this one. Not that far for as long as I've been working on this, but there is tons and tons of backstitch on this. And you can see I have tried to do some of the backstitch. This is a backstitch thread hanging right here. Well, if I can get my fingers on it. This is forget it. There's a backstitch thread hanging there. And then there's another thread hanging over here. But yeah, I will eventually get more done on it. What I need to do, there's some over here that I need to get, and I need to get up here and finish that roof. But time, just time. So that takes care of that. Those are the Wipgos for this month. I do not think I will have time this month to work on Japanese garden again. And there was another one that I said I was going to try to work on, and right now, for the life of me, it's not in my head. So anyways, I am not going to keep you guys any longer. I am just going to just say happy summer. And if you're on the other side of the world, sorry, you're going into winter unless you really like winter. We have had the last few days have been absolutely gorgeous. We've had sunshine each day. Now, it did rain last Saturday. It rained all day and all night, and it was so wet that you couldn't do any mowing for a couple of days. But ever since, it's been either in the 70s or in the low 80s. I think yesterday it got up to like 86. The day before it was like 84. But it's absolutely gorgeous. And unfortunately, I can't go out and enjoy it too much because I've just got too much to do in here. But I'm just plugging away at everything as we must. So take care, be safe, be well, And I'm sending out my love and my hugs to all of you, and happy stitching. And I'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.